Hello, this is Jennie Bharaj, and you are watching my weekly segment on news and insight in the gaming industry. Today, we're discussing whether video games should be considered art, perhaps one of the most constant areas of question in the video game industry. I'll be discussing both sides of the argument and letting you form your own opinion. Afterwards, I have a poll in the description below for everyone to fill out. We'll be discussing the results next week. It should be fun. So, are video games art? Art has always been an abstract concept, and the definition of art is becoming more and more general as decades go by. But storytelling will always be a form of art. Visual, emotional, and oral presentations of mediums will always be art. So if video games have some or all of these elements, it is an artistic medium, just like plays, films, and novels. It's as simple as that. But not only are video games considered art forms by their elements, they're also considered art forms legally. In 2011, a federal government organization, the National Endowment for the Arts, considered and classified video games as legal representations of art. By having this backing, video games were not at risk anymore for being heavily censored. Sexually explicit material and violent content would never be repressed. And some games are more artistic than others. For example, Journey's captivating beauty and the pleasing aesthetics of Shadow of the Colossus. Games with amazing storylines such as Braid and The Last of Us also capture the essence of art. Therefore, video games are definitely considered to be art, both legally and for its elements. However, Chris Crawford, game scholar and developer, states that art is for the purpose of beauty, while entertainment is for the purpose of profit. And since video games are ultimately made for sales, Crawford says that video games can never be art. He argues that sure, games have artistic elements such as game design, but at its core, video games are not forms of art. Instead, they're forms of entertainment. Moreover, in 2010, famous film critic Roger Ebert agreed that video games could never be art as well. Ebert's statement shook the entire gamer industry, and gamers were quick to accuse Ebert of going against video games as a whole. However, Ebert was misunderstood. What he meant was that games were not a form of art, but instead were a form of interactions, with rules, obstacles, and outcomes. Art, he meant, is a medium with authorial intent, meaning a work that is meant to be interpreted the way the author wants it to be interpreted. Video games, however, do not have authorial intent. Games could mean different things to different gamers, and the author has no control in this. Video games, therefore, are not art but a series of interactions. And aren't interactions what matter in a game anyways? Rules and processes will always be the heart of a video game, but it's the gamer that brings creativity and meaning behind that game. For example, online multiplayer games are set up so the gamer has more authoritative control behind its meaning. Therefore, the game is more based on interactivity rather than art. But what's your opinion? Do you think games are art? Not art, or are you unsure? Make sure to fill out the poll so we can discuss it next week. And before I forget, make sure to sign up to my mailing list to keep up to date with my latest work. I'll see you all soon. Cheers and keep on gaming.